The Kobold Lord looks at Chajinuk and says, "The intruder!" Chajinuk responds saying, "You look like a scum, Kobold Lord." That angers Kobold Lord, and he retaliates saying, "Show me some respect. I am the king of the kobolds." Chajinuk says, "Oh, you are very arrogant for a first floor monster. Why don't you make me?" The monster that was gonna get sacrificed looks at the Kobold Lord and Chajinuk and thinks, "This is my chance." He is distracted. "I can run." Kobold Lord immediately summons his strength so he can get to her. Chajinuk gets shocked seeing that a first floor monster can use a spell that powerful. The Kobold Lord launches his spell, and the girl that was running from him trips and gets close to being impelled by the spell. She says to herself, "I can't die here." Chajinuk runs in and kicks the spell away. The Kobold Lord gets shocked and says, "He just kicked my spell away just like that." The girl tries to thank Chajinuk and Chajinuk responds, "Don't mind about that, just run." And then he sees horns on her head and thinks, "Is she a Dukabi?" He thinks to himself, Dukabi are monsters that lives in the 100th floor. Why is this Dukabi on the first floor? Did something happen on the 100th floor that I don't know about? The Kobold Lord gets even angrier, saying, "How dare you interrupt my offering to them?" Chajinuk says to the girl again, "Run, I will not save your life twice." And the girl starts walking away. The Kobold Lord absorbs the monster around him and uses them as a bomb, but Chajinuk dashes through them in ease. He gets close to the Kobold Lord and says, "You are too slow," and punches the Kobold Lord right in the face. Chajinuk gets ready to hit him again, but the Kobold Lord had enough. He starts chanting and he sacrifices himself to call the blood golem, and the blood golem easily grabs hold of Chajinuk. Chajinuk thinks to himself, a blood golem is a high level summoning. How did this Kobold Lord summon this monster? The blood golem crushes Chajinuk to the ground with all of his might. The Kobold Lord starts laughing at Chajinuk and says, "How do you like my summoning? Do you see how strong my sense is?" And Chajinuk responds saying, "Sense? Do you have any idea who are you talking to right now? Let me show you what true sense is." Chajinuk does his summoning and tells them to attack, and his summons rips through the blood golem with ease. The Kobold Lord immediately gets shocked on what just happened and says, "He destroyed my blood golem in an instant." "How?" Sajinuk says, "Even though you are a lord monster, a blood golem is not something that you can summon by yourself." He calls upon Boone and says, "This is your doing, right? You gave him this power." Pick of all evil looks at Boone, the death-serving demon, and glares at him. Tajinuk says, "You wanted to know what my powers were, and when you saw one of your servant, one of your believers, you helped him summon the blood golem to test me, right?" Tajinuk looked at the Kobold Lord, "So you were just a puppet." The Kobold Lord responds to Chajinuk saying, "My Lord Boone will avenge me." Chajinuk responds to him, "Please make sure he does, because I have a lot to talk to him about." And then Chajinuk summons, rips the Kobold Lord apart. Chajinuk says, "This is the end for your puppet, Boon. And also, because of what you did, I will make sure you pay for trying to test me." The death observing demon laughs and says that he loves it. Chajinuk snaps his finger, and in an instant, the Kobold Lord dies in a pool of his own blood. After the fight finishes and Chajinuk wins, he goes to the Kobold Lord, or the corpse of the Kobold Lord, and asks, "Are you dead?" Immediately the soul of the Kobold Lord comes out of his body and tries to go to the afterlife. But Chajinuk has something else in his mind and says, "Where you think you're going?" He grabs the soul and says, "Oh, you're not going anywhere. You still have a job to do." He makes the soul of the Kobold Lord into a soul orb, and then he eats it. The minute he eats the soul, his strength, dexterity, and intelligence goes up by 1. But this is not enough. He says to himself, after the 50th floor, this stats will be useless. The girl monster that he saved from the Kobold Lord says, "Thank you for saving me. My name is Hirayu." Chajinuk says to the girl that this is no problem. Since I was here to kill the Kobold Lord, I just ended up saving you. Hirayu says, "I did still like to thank you for saving me." He looks at the girl and says, "What would you do if I was a bad guy? You know I could kill or sell a dukabi like you onto the market." Her expression changes and says, "If that would happen, I would handle it." Chajinuk says to himself, "Oh yes, this PC is known for their revenge and anger." He looks at the girl and asks one more question and says, "You guys are normally live in the 100th level. Why are you in this floor?" The girl responds saying, "Someone attacked the Dukabi village on the 100th floor." Chajinuk gets shocked and thinks to himself, Dukabis are pretty strong species. Someone needs to be very strong to attack a whole village full of Dukabis. He thinks to himself, only one of the 4 great species would be powerful enough to do that. Great 4 species in the tower are the Colossus of Strength, giants, the Essence of Magic, dragon, the Master of Demonic Energy, demons, and the Wings of Retribution, angels. These are the 4 species that controls everything in the tower. Chajinuk thinks to himself, it has to be one of them, or maybe a very least someone that has one of their support, or maybe even the 9 star, it could be someone that is related to that guild. Immediately he gets angry and the girl looks at him and says, "Are you?" He responds to the girl, "Nah, it's nothing. I'll be leaving now." He asks the girl, "Do you want to stay here by the pool of blood?" Haryu responds to him and says, "If you don't mind, and if it's fine by you, I could like to come with you." Tajino thinks a little bit and says to himself, "This is not a bad idea having her on my party." He goes around saying to the girl, "I'll be busy. I'm not going to be able to defend you or protect you." The girl responds saying, "I can take care of myself." He responds to her saying that like you took care of yourself against the Kobold Lord, he almost killed you. She gets angry and flustered and say, "I just let my guard down. That's why they got me." Cha Ji-nook responds and saying, fine, you can come. All of a sudden, a notification comes in from the Kobold Lord. It's an item drop. It looks like an armor. Cha Ji-nook puts that on and it's a cloth. All of a sudden, a pool of mist gets in their way and the girl gets startled. She hides behind Cha Ji-nook and Vulcan greets our MC. The girl asks Cha Ji-nook who is that, and Vulcan gets very surprised, saying to the girl, can you see me? The girl responds to Vulcan saying some of the Dukabis have high affinity to see souls. Cha Ji-nook gets even more interested in her, looking at her saying, oh, she's not just a Dukabi, she's a special one. Maybe I will absorb her and take her abilities. Then he thinks to himself, no, not yet. It will be better if I train her and maybe I absorb her later. All of a sudden a notification window pops out and says a monster wave quest will be activated if you press yes. Warning, all the safe zone will be disabled on the first floor. Cha Ji-nook grins and says, bingo. Both Vulcan and Haryu looks at Cha Ji-nook asking him, you're not gonna do this, right? This is dangerous. Cha Ji-nook responds to them, if I wouldn't do this, there wasn't any point for me to come all the way here to defeat the Lord, the Kobold Lord. All the deities, the demons, the gods, every single one thinks that he's reckless. They are scared of him, thinking that he will die, he will make a big mistake. But Boone looks at him and tells him that if you rank first, I will give you a reward. Cha Ji-nook looks at the notification and says to him, oh, are you trying to give me reward because you made me angry and now you're trying to get in my good side? Cha Ji-nook says, fine, I will make my decision to forgive you after I see the reward. Cha Ji-nook gets ready to press the button yes and say, stop playing around. Let's play. He presses yes, and a warning notice pops up saying someone has accepted the monster wave. Kobolds will now attack the village entrance. Everyone on the village on the safe zone saying a monster wave? They go around asking everyone who was the idiot that accepted it. Everyone screams and says we're gonna die, and one of them goes around saying, whoever finished the quest on the first floor, hurry up and get to the second floor now. People are going around screaming, I have few more left, please help me. I just need few more to finish the quest. But it's too late. The wave has started. Everyone gets scared saying there is so many. And then from nowhere, someone says, get lost. A beam of light drops in between the humans and the monster. And Cha Ji-nook says to everyone, if anyone touches even one single of them, I will slaughter all of you.